And up next here, we got my favorite fight on the card. We got Danny Barlow taking on Nikolay Veretennikov. And both these guys, fun to watch, man. They're knockout guys. I think that Veretennikov actually might even have the power advantage, but it's hard to say because both these guys hit like a ton of bricks. I mean, it's going to be a really cool matchup. I feel like when you look at Danny Barlow, the guy's extremely slick and he has that southpaw style. He's super long and kind of does a great job of using his height to pull counter. He pressures. He's super athletic. He's really accurate with his punches and just snipes you, and he has that power to knock you out. And his takedown defense looks really good in his last fight. I was actually impressed by that. I thought that potentially, maybe you could wrestle him, but looks like he's closing the gap in that area. And if he can make it where you can't take him down and you got to strike with him, he's going to be a tough guy to beat for anyone because he has that range advantage. He's super fast, athletic, pinpoint southpaw striking, and he has that power to stun you and make you want to not come forward or just knock you out cold. So Barlow is going to be a problem for a lot of guys. It's just I do think that he still kind of has that tall man defense a little bit, and he hasn't fought the highest level opponents. So when he faces someone that's a little bit better at cutting the cage off, and in this fight they are fighting in a smaller octagon, which I do think gives Veretennikov a little bit of a advantage. If you can get in the pocket with Barlow and he's pulling back and exposing that chin, maybe you could get to him and hurt him in an ugly type of fight. And that's what Veretennikov has to do. He's had recent fights. I feel that he's kind of changed his style. He took a long layoff and came back after he lost in the Contender Series to Michael Morales. And in the Michael Morales fight, he went really hard in the first. He was kind of bullying Morales, pressuring forward, landed some big punches, but he gassed out and then got dominated in the second and third. And since he came back, he has fought a lot more methodical, in my opinion, and looked kind of slow and kind of stiff. But he's gotten third-round knockouts, so I think he's trying to pace himself and look to maintain that cardio for 3 rounds. But in this fight, man, I feel like Veretennikov, he can't be stuck in the mud on the outside because he just doesn't have that speed. And Barlow's just going to freaking feast on him, man. I feel like Barlow can land as he's coming in early and often. But the thing with Nikolay Veretennikov is the guy does have good durability. His defense is pretty decent. And he has huge power in his left hook. And he's good at finding it. So you have to be very careful if you're Barlow not to get clipped with that left hook or the big right hand. Because Veretennikov has that power where he only needs one punch to change the fight and either knock you out or completely switch the momentum. So I think that Veretennikov is live because on top of having that knockout threat, I do think he's probably the stronger guy, so he could be more physical in the clinch. And maybe if Barlow gets tired, drag him to the ground or something. But what I don't like with Veretennikov is I just don't know if he's going to find that sweet spot here. It seems like in order to fight for 3 rounds, he has to fight at a more methodical pace. And I think if he does that, he's going to take a lot of damage early, and it's not going to allow him to come back late like he's been doing in his fights recently. But if he goes out there and goes hard in the first round, if he doesn't catch Barlow, I think Barlow's going to get him out of there in the second or third. So for me, I think Veretennikov's path to victory is to find that knockout early. I just don't think that Barlow's going to get tired. He's a very composed guy, and if Veretennikov fights with that slower pace, I just don't think he's going to find that shot. But I'm going to go with Barlow via second or third round knockout here. I think Veretennikov is good. I think he could potentially get some wins in the UFC, but I'm high on Barlow. Originally, I was kind of thinking that Veretennikov maybe could be a sneaky pick as an underdog, but kind of changed my tune on that a little bit, and I'm going to go with Barlow via finish.